Hello and welcome to yet another concept ship review. Today we're going to be talking about the Drake Corsair and should you buy it. So without further ado, let me roll the intro and let's talk about it.
Hello, my name is Grumpy.
Some people would say that the Corsair is Drake's answer to the RSI's constellation Aquila, because they believe that the Corsair is designed to be an exploration ship. Oh, those suckers. And honestly, I pity them because the Corsair is so far away from being just that. One could say that it's not even supposed to be an exploration ship since it doesn't have a scanner turret on board like the RSI's constellation Aquila does. But it does have something else, and we're going to talk about it later. But what it does have is a metric shit ton of guns. So one could say that the only thing that the Corsair is designed to explore is the vastness of human stupidity, if somebody is dumb enough to attack it, that is. So unlike RSI, Drake will not compromise its ship's firepower so it could have a puny scanning turret on board. But it does have a state-of-the-art scanning suit on board, and if you don't trust me, Jared himself said it here.
You mentioned the scanning the radar. On the promotion page, there's a mention of a state-of-the-art sensor suite or scanning suite, something like that. I was surprised to see the phrase state-of-the-art applied to anything Drake-related. Talk to me about...
So was I.
Let's talk about what that scanning suite actually entails, or what we think it might well entail.
It's more like, functionality-wise, it's like any other ship. It's got a scanner, it can scan with it. The component that comes with the ship is just better than what you'd get run-of-the-mill ships, which for Drake is probably state-of-the-art, is something fractionally better than average. Going to upset a lot of Drake fans now.
I don't know. I could see Drake. I could see Drake splurging for something like a better scanner for if it helps you know what other people or what's in other people's cargo holds.
Scanning has many uses in our game. Not all for good.
Yes, and scanners are very important to exploration gameplay, and you should only be using the Corsair for your certified exploration gameplay. And
absolutely,
the scanners wouldn't be used for any other purposes.
Yeah, sure, Jared. That's how people will use the scanner. Sure, just for exploration, nothing else. Yeah. Now, we do have scanning on our ships right now, but they're used to scan other ships, asteroids and things like that. But honestly, we have no idea how that's going to work with exploration gameplay. And since exploration is not even a game loop as of yet, and we can't say for sure how that game loop is going to work once it gets released, we're going to take a look at this ship from another point of view. We are going to treat the Corsair as a gunship, because that's basically what it is. I mean, come on, it's basically the Drake's answer to the Redeemer, right? So let's start off with the components. It has a single medium radar, a single jump drive, a single quantum drive, 2 medium power plants, 2 medium fuel tanks, 1 small computer, and another single medium computer. Also, on the RSI website, you can see that it has 2 medium shields. Now, even though it has a ton of guns, that could be a huge issue. When compared to the Constellation Aquila or the Aegis Redeemer, you can see that the Corsair is much bigger in size. You can basically put 3 Redeemers inside of its wingspan, but the Redeemer has 2 large shields, and those shields could also be found on the Hammerhead. The Constellation series, on the other hand, has a single large shield. But if you take a look at the RSI website, you can see that all of them, except the Hammerhead, of course, have 2 medium shields. I must say that I did ask around on Spectrum about what kind of shields and how many of them the Corsair is going to get, but I didn't get a definitive answer. So it's basically a mystery. The only thing that I found is this one post from a dev on a thread where people were talking about the interior of the ship after the Corsair was showcased on CitizenCon. And the dev said that it looks like a size 3 shield. But is it though? And how many of them? Like, seriously, CAG, like, catch your act together. Like, people want to know these things before they buy your ships. Like, what the fuck? But CAG did say that this ship is going to be made of paper, but they were referring to the armor, not the shields. But if the Corsair only gets 2 medium shields, that only means that a ton of us, me included, are going to regret our purchase. So hopefully it's a size 3 shield or even dual-size 3 shields because it's 3 times bigger than the Redeemer. Also, this whole issue speaks volumes on how often we get bad info from the developers and how little do we know about the ships that we're pledging for. This makes me want to rant for like a half an hour, but like honestly, this is not the time or the place, so let's continue. But let's talk about the things that we do know. And the main thing that the Corsair brings is, of course, its godlike firepower. As far as pilot-controlled weapons go, it has 2 size 4 hardpoints on the wing that are gimbaled down to size 3 weapons. And of course, the 4 size 5 hardpoints on the nose that are gimbaled down to size 4 weapons. And that's just the pilot-controlled weapons. On top of that, it has 3 turrets. 2 manned side turrets that have 2 size 2 guns on them each, and a rear remote turret with 2 size 2 guns on it. Everything including the rear turret can face forward and shoot the target that is in front of the ship, so that's a huge deal when you're attacking a much larger vessel. Although I must say this, whenever we get ships like these in the game, and whenever they seem overpowered because of the amount of weapons that they have, they either get nerfed upon release or they fly as good as a dead deer in a swimming pool would. So don't get overly excited because this ship will most likely be only decent for killing ships that are similar to its size or just one size above it. So you will not be killing an Idris with the Corsair. But you might be able to kill a Hammerhead or an A2 if you're skillful, of course. Now let's talk about the interior of the Corsair. And let's start off with the main entrance that is located in the back of the ship, where you have the vehicle bay that can store up to an Ursa Rover sized vehicle. And honestly, I think that it'll be good enough to store even 2 of them inside, if you're willing to have the other one suspended on the ramp when it's closed. But that's just a speculation. And honestly, it doesn't matter because at some point we'll get a Drake Rover that's going to be twice as good as the RSI Ursa Rover is, and it will surely fit in the back of the Corsair. Also, the vehicle bay doubles as a cargo hold, and it can store up to 72 SUs of cargo, which is not bad, but also not that good compared to the Constellation Aquila, which can carry up to 96 SUs of cargo. So basically, while the Connie can carry 3 full loads of processed quantanium mined by the prospectors, the Corsair can only carry 2.5. But at least you will know that your cargo is heavily protected. And if you like the asymmetric design of the Drake ships, you will probably have enough money to buy the Caterpillar. Because it's awesome, that's why. Moving on from the cargo bay towards the front, the next room we come in is going to be the Corsair's second entrance. It has an elevator that can take you to the ground or to the top of the ship, if the ship is in need of any repairs. The next room will be the component access room, where you will be able to find and fix any issues that you could have with this ship. Honestly, this room is maybe the best part of the Corsair, because in the future, the component access will be one of the most important things in a multi-crew ship, because when the engineering gameplay comes in, you will want all of your components in one place, instead of running around through ship corridors trying to find the component that has stopped working for some reason. Right next to this room is the EVA access, or the docking collar room, with a gun rack and EVA suit lockers. So basically it's the third entrance or exit point, and in the future this room will be much more important than it is right now. If we move a bit more towards the front of the ship, we can find the crew habitation area that has a smallish cantina with a bathroom and a shower, and the crew sleeping area accommodating up to 3 crew members. Honestly, I would love to see the fridge being filled up with snacks and drinks like the fridge on the Redeemer, but I'm not sure that that will happen. Moving closer to the cockpit, you can find the captain's quarters and the side turret axis. And coming to the cockpit, oh my god, it's beautiful. The pilot control panel is amazing, and it reminds me of the old Russian Hind helicopters with these fans that act as the only air conditioning that you will get. It's simply amazing. Except this thing here on the keyboard, like what is this? Like seriously, CG, what is this? Is Drake running on Apple? Like, should we call it iDrake now? Like, I don't get it. And right behind the pilot seat we have the co-pilot seat, and as you already seen, the co-pilot goes under the pilot into a whole other area, which is going to be used for scanning and exploration at some point. But at this point in time, the co-pilot seat is used to control the rear turret. So I don't know about you, but honestly, I adore the design of this ship. Not only the exterior because it's Star Warsy, but like the interior also because it's just awesome. It's a really good layout. But let's talk about the best uses for the Corsair. It is going to be great for PvE missions. With its immense firepower, you will easily do the ERT bounty missions and the bunker missions as well. Even if the bunkers spawn 5 angry turrets, you will dispose of them quickly and effectively. Also, it's gonna be really good for Jumptown and similar events because it's basically a dropship with 2 side turrets that can easily destroy anyone that tries to approach it on foot or in a land vehicle. And since it has that many exit points, the enemies will not know where your crew is coming from. Is it gonna be from the roof or the back or the side docking color? You never know. And with the back loading ramp, it'll be really easy to load up all those drugs into the Corsair. It will also probably scare off larger ships such as the 600i or the Constellation series, and I think that it will be capable of killing larger ships such as the Carrack or the A2 or even the Hammerhead. Not sure about the Redeemer because it has 2 size 3 shields on it with such a small cross-section. The Redeemer is such a bullshit troll ship, like honestly, it has to be nerfed, right? The third thing that the Corsair is going to be good for is the engineering, because it will most certainly be one of the first ships that will have the engineering gameplay integrated into it. And it's going to be much easier to fix it up than, let's say, the Hammerhead, because the big old Hammerhead has its components scattered around the interior. Now, the next thing that the Corsair is going to be decent at is going to be piracy. It will scare 90% of the people that will see it in front of them. And with the cargo refactor and physicalized components, you will be able to rob your targets with ease. Yes, it doesn't have a tractor beam, but you will carry one with you, right? The next use for the Corsair is gonna be punching holes into stuff, so the Vulture can scrap them. Yes, you heard it. If you need a serious gunship, look no further. And if you combine it with the Vulture, you can double the income. Think of the big shark being the Corsair, and the Vulture would be the little fish that attaches to it and then eats everything that the Corsair drops, basically. And the sixth thing and the last thing, of course, will be the exploration. Well, maybe it will be good at exploration. We still have to see how that game loop is going to look like and how it's going to work in the game itself. So in the end, should you buy the Drake Corsair? Well, who am I to tell you if you should or you shouldn't? For me, this is going to be basically my home. Like, that ship is going to be my home. I do have a bunch of other ships. I have the Hammerhead and the Carrack and all of that shit, and I don't like them. I just have them because of the channel. And the Corsair, it's just like a thing that I really adore. Like, unless it has 2 size 2 medium shields and it's like it flies like a wet dildo, then I'm probably gonna hate it. But for now, it just looks nice. But I guess we will see. And it's going to be released in 3.17.4 with the IAE event that's going to drop with it. So yeah, it's going to be on sale. If you didn't buy it at the concept price discount, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to go up in price. But it's still going to be cheaper warbound. So if you have disposable income, that's what I'm saying. If you have disposable income, if you want to pledge for this ship, if you want to support CAG for making a single patch for the whole fucking year and all of that, then yes, go for it. Just buy the Corsair. If not, just get the Cuddy or the Pisces, which is basically the best starter ship. And yeah, so with that said, thank you for watching, and thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, there's going to be a link down in the description of the video. And yeah, these are the great patrons, and thank you guys for supporting me. If you want to support me, is for buying ships to like give them away or to review them basically, and you're going to see the review once I get this ship, once it gets released. And yeah, it's for like buying equipment and all that. So if you want to support me, there's a Patreon link down in the description of the video. So with that said, thank you for watching again, and don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling into space, and then bye. If you have the money, then buy. If not, don't buy. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Oh, shit.